Hey there, Adrienne Elise here. Welcome to the Gaia Daily for September 28th through October 2nd. How are you doing? Well, big shifting energies today. We've got Mars an exact square to Saturn. That's like a gridlock with these two main action planets going head to head, just kind of cornered there, except for that today Saturn turns direct, or tomorrow Saturn turns direct. So these planets, Mars and Saturn in exact square as Saturn turns direct. Now, Saturn is going to be heading back. That means into the sign of Aquarius and out of Capricorn for good. And so there's a really powerful energy here of like, oh, whoa, we're going forward. It looks like we're going backwards. It looks like we're in the dark age. It looks like everything's falling apart in total chaos. But actually, we're moving into a new age because the culmination of 2020 is a triumphant journey of Saturn and Jupiter together moving over into the sign of Aquarius. And so what's happening right now with this Mars retrograde, and now we're preparing for the Mercury retrograde, is we are recalibrating and having to deal with the fact, like try to get ready for this new age. And Saturn turning direct is like, okay, we're heading that way. And the world is showing us a bunch of chaos and delusions, except for that for the supernova soul, it's really important that you hold on to that dream of this new and better world and be present with these energies. This is the backdrop of what we're feeling here with Jupiter coming into sextile, back into its third and final sextile with Neptune. Jupiter expands and brings opportunities to whatever it interacts with. Sextile, super sweet energy with Neptune, our dreams, but also our delusions. But this is about seeing through the delusions and holding on to that vibration of that new and better world. You know that's why you're here. You know you don't fit into this place, and stop trying is the message for SuperNova Souls. Because we also have exact coming up. We're feeling it now in the next couple of days. It'll be a culmination of this, of the sun in Libra, opposite of Chiron in Aries. This is a very powerful energy for the supernova soul because the sun is our identity. Who do you think you are? Chiron is in Aries is wounds over where you haven't been able to be who you are, really are. So the Mars retrograde calibration preparation for the supernova soul is like, and we're coming into an Aries full moon. That's happening on Thursday. And so there's this energy of having to face where you have been living a lie of who you are. We've also got Mercury has just moved into the sign of Scorpio. So it's getting real. I mean, this week is such an energy shift because we've got Mercury in Scorpio now, and Scorpio wants to know the truth, wants to get deep, wants to have a real experience. And so that's a big shift. And of course, moving into this Mercury retrograde. But we have got to face the lies and delusions for the supernova soul. It's like where you've been living a lie. Now we've had to do this, right? So it's like your whole problem as a supernova soul is that you don't fit into this world. And the message of the stars right now is like, stop trying. Stop trying. But it's very complicated because you have made yourself small and adjusted who you are over many lifetimes in order to stay alive. This is the Aries energy. And then in this incarnation, for the most part, supernova souls do not have, there's a very powerful agenda to keep these souls away from each other because we're here to hold this other paradigm of what's possible. And yet the people around you, it's almost like they're in a typically a different energy, and it's about invalidating that for you. And so right now, supernova souls are feeling a lot of them very isolated from other people that can be on this wavelength. And yet that's a big part of what we need to do during this time, is to reach out above the delusions, above the matrix. And, we're being shown this total disaster world right now. But what's really happening is a new world is coming in, and Saturn turning direct is saying, yeah, that's what's really happening. And everything around you wants to tell you a different story. And everybody around you wants to negate and invalidate your role. That's the deal. The more powerful your role, the more powerful that your destiny in this time, the more you're surrounded by people that cannot meet you there. And so we have to use our will and our determination at this point in time. This is the Mars retrograde energy and the Aries full moon for the SuperNova soul, to hold on to what's true and real within our being. And it's invisible, so it's hard, and nobody around you can validate it. And everybody wants to be in the sky is falling vibration. And you have to go to that next step. This is who you are. This is why you haven't fit into this world. And you got to stop trying, is what this astrology is saying. And because this full moon that's happening on Thursday and Friday in the world on October 1st, 2nd, powerful start of a new month. And the Aries full moon, Aries is like, it's life force. And the full moon is an expression, a culmination energy. And even though Mars is retrograde, it's almost like that's making this full moon even more intense. And it's like this expression, in physical health, like in homeopathy, when you're looking at true health, you'll have an expression of the disease as it's leaving your field. And we live in a society of suppression. Everything right now is about suppressing the voice, suppressing the immune system. Don't cough, don't sneeze, don't express, right? And this full moon in Aries is like, a big expression. And what's for the SuperNova soul, it's like where you have been living a lie and you haven't been who you are. But this sun opposite Chiron leading into the full moon, will be feeling it through the full moon energies. It's like, okay, yeah, I can sense that I've not really been true to who I really am, but who in the heck am I? What am I even doing here? And the deal is like, this is these quintessential moments where everything starts to make sense. And the only thing that makes sense of your whole Earth evolution, which means the divine timeline is kicking in and your role is to get on it. But it means like completely letting go of all the structures of your personality, of who you thought you were, what you thought you were doing, because it's like, how can we plan and know what we're doing when we don't know who we are? And it's almost like this blind faith, but it's not blind faith in an outside power. It's blind faith in your own power, because this Aries energy is about taking back the life force that we've been leaking out to everybody else, and to the lower matrix, and just compensating. And, so Mercury in Libra has this energy of like, it's okay. We're just going to keep the peace, right? It's just going to keep the peace. And we are here to harmonize, right? But Mercury moving to Scorpio is like, oh, elephant is in the room. And we got to deal with that, right? So our own personal elephants are exploding. And then also we've got the world. So it could be a week of a lot of truth coming out in the world, perhaps with this Mercury going to Scorpio. It's an interesting time though, because it's turning retrograde on the 13th, and that's going to pull back the energy. But what we really need to see right here, right now, is a shift of Saturn turning direct. Is like, we're heading in this direction. Saturn is rules, limitations. It's at home in Capricorn. It's like, no, you don't. We don't do it that way. And this is the SuperNova soul, throughout your whole evolution. It's like, no, we're not going to do that way here. And if you want to stay alive, you're going to do it our way. And now we've got to go and undo all the garbage of where we've done it their way and be true to who we are when there's nobody around you who can validate that? And it's just this feeling of unknown territory. But this is the message coming in right now, is that we've got to use this time to be ready for this triumphant shift. Because Saturn moving into Aquarius, it's like Saturn is in Capricorn, especially the end degrees. You'll have a bloom of the energy. So this is going to get more intense, right? Oh no, like Saturn moving direct is like a little bloom in the authority energies, our authority contracts and stuff. But it's also like Saturn's also kind of distracted, like, oh, wait, there's something over there. I want to go check that out. Something new and different, Saturn's the builder. It's our manifest reality. In Aquarius, it's like, how do you build out of plasma? What does that look like? And so it's a huge shift we're in right now. And although it feels like the gridlock and you're in the corner and you don't know who you are and everybody around you is in zombie land, it's a very powerful, crucial time. And this has to do with this Jupiter sextile Neptune, that we've got to take hold of that, see beyond the fog of the delusion of the lower matrix, and that new age, that new world, that those codes that you carry within you got to like vibrate at that frequency. And it's like, there's an energy of both Aries, and Aries wants freedom and just zest and fire. Aquarius, that we're moving into, wants freedom. They're like the most freedom loving signs. But Aquarius is like quirky and individual and like, let your freak flag fly. And it's kind of like, it's like really a time for us to go against the grain, in our own being. I don't recommend going and, shouting it from the mountains right now, because there's some major mind control going on and you don't even know what you're going to trigger in people. I mean, this is what's going on right now. There's this huge projection energy as people are trying to cling onto the ego constructs of the lower paradigm. And so you got to be really careful out there, because everybody's just slinging mud. This will be happening more with the Scorpio, right? I mean, we've got all this Capricorn energy, and Capricorns it's kind of like they kind of know they're a little bit bossy, they want to tell you what to do. And then we got Mars, which is like, some impatience and some frustration energy with Mars retrograde. And now we have the Scorpio with a little sting. Just add a little sting in there, right? So be careful out there in the world. Protect yourself. This is the energy right now. It's like, put on that armor of God, put on that, you got to your light is its own protection. This is how you stay safe in this world right now. And cloak yourself in your light, in your power. Spend time being in your own field, setting your vibration and a very strong intention when you go out into the world, because it's like everything is arguing. It's like, so what happens like right now with Saturn at the end degrees of Capricorn, it's a bloom of that energies. And we're at the end of the Piscean age. So we're having a bloom of that energy. And the biggest distortion of the Piscean age was this chokehold on the light, right? So it's almost like we're dealing with some very strong persecution energy that doesn't even make sense right now in present time, but you're going to go out in the world in your light. And it's like, you have to be determined to hold your vibration. And at the same time, that could have a reaction in the zombies. So we gotta like I'm just seeing these SuperNova Souls kind of being like, what's trying to happen in the lower matrix energy and the control energies is doubt. So you'll get in your vibration, you'll be good. And then all of a sudden you'll be like, oh no, I don't know no, maybe it's all just going to hell. And this new age thing is just a bunch of bullshit, and it's like, no, the lower matrix, that's the BS. And we got to be in this other vibration. So really, really interesting energies. And we're starting to feel also Mars come in back into its second square with Pluto. So it overlaps. It's like Mars when our personal planets interact with the big planets, that's when we really feel these energies. And so Mars is like bridging this gap between Saturn and Pluto retrograde, you know, kind of like Mars is just so much about raw power and energy, but it's retrograde. It's like, maybe it represents that doubt in a way. So I can see this too in SuperNova Souls right now. It's like back and forth between the, new energies coming in, activation energies, higher vibration, like, yes, we're doing it, it's happening. And then like total doubt and darkness, right? So that's just kind of part of what's going on. But this shift with Saturn direct, it's kind of time to run with these new energies, and perfect timing that Jupiter sextile Neptune is exact from the 3rd to the 14th. So this 2-week period of time right now, 2 to 3 weeks right now, it's like, this is when we are being asked to make that leap into these vibrational frequencies, hold them, hold the truth, even though there's just this massive agenda to isolate you in that right now. That's a big part of these energies, keep you in the doubt place. And so as much as you can, reach out above the doubt, the lower matrix, and find your soul group energies, connect on the astral plane. Even if you don't feel it, just set that intention. And if you go through your higher self, if you can't sense your soul group, you guys are all going through the same thing. I see it again and again and again. You're here together. You're not alone. But that alone energy is really powerful. It's part of the Aries energy, and massive bloom with Sun opposite Chiron. Who are you? Because who you thought you were and who you pretended to be over this whole Earth evolution in order to stay alive is not who you really are. And so the Mars retrograde for the SuperNova Soul is about readjusting our path, our way forward with something more true to who we are, but we don't really know who we are. And so it's a really interesting energy, but that Sun opposite Chiron and then the Aries full moon, and Mars retrograde and square to Saturn and Pluto. Whoa. Whoo, and Mercury moving over Scorpio. So very powerful, intense week. And where you need to keep your energy is in that Jupiter sextile Neptune energy of like, everything that's happening is evidence that the old world is breaking. You never fit into that world. It's time to heal, clear, release all you've had to go through to survive and start being in that light, even though there's some backlash to that right now. It's like that Saturn at the end degrees of Capricorn is like the priest, the stern priests that like want to persecute the true light, and so that's the energy we're dealing with, except for this, we can feel that the matrix is thinning and the delusion is falling away. So really powerful time. Mercury will take that retrograde not till the 13th. So this time until Mercury turns is so crucial. And then it will turn direct on the 3rd of November. And then it comes out of shadow on the 19th, 20th of November. Mars turns direct on the 13th of November. So we are in it. And it's like, pay attention. This is a crucial, powerful time. If you're ready to move forward on that new path, even though you have no idea what it is and who you are, you've got to use this time to your advantage. And that means like, I know it's hard because I can feel SuperNova Souls being like, I'm exhausted. There's been so much clearing, so much healing, so much karma, so much. But another message that's coming through is that it's really important to understand the level of energy work you're doing. It's almost like because we've been disconnected from our true self, we can't get validated, especially because the people around us are there to invalidate us. But it's like we can't get validated on the energy work we're doing. And so know that you just existing right now and on any level being true to who you really are is doing tons of energy work. holding this vibration. So know you're going to need extra rest. You're going to need extra food. You're going to need extra meditation. You're going to need to go to that place where you can cloak yourself in light again and again and again. It's just the time we're in. And yet, who you are right now in total confusion about who you are is going to be very different as we move into this new year ahead. And so everything that's happening right now is crucial, and we want to take advantage of these potent times together. So thanks so much for being here, and I hope to see you. I'm going to do an activation Thursday afternoon for that full moon in Aries. Potent. I'm seeing like that expression energy. Maybe it's kind of this blooming of that true self, of this passion. This Aries energy is about taking back our life force, our creative energy, our creative potential. And we've also been taught to fear that, right? So the Saturn at the end degrees Capricorn is kind of like, oh no, that's not safe for you. That's not even yours. You don't even know. It's not even there. You don't even see it, right? And can you handle this power within you, this latent power? And it's almost like we have to hit the ground running, working with this power, not even knowing we have it, not even having any idea what we're doing, but it's time to really start using this energy, taking it back to hold this paradigm, the new age, hold that vibration. And so just a perfect storm of astrology, just like the whole year of 2020. And here we're at this massive culmination moment. So maybe I'll see you for that activation for the Aries full moon. More information about that coming out soon or on the next update. So I look forward to seeing you then. I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.